Hey, I'm Yasmin Young from the 2 to 6 Takeover right here on the People Station, 2 to 6 p.m. weekdays. And our talking to is about an off-duty Buffalo cop who OD'd on heroin. There is a possibility that he may be able to keep his job due to the city policy, and he may have to go to rehab. Do you think this is fair when a regular citizen may have to pay a fine, may do jail time for the same offense? Listen to the conversation and vote. Damani, talk to me about your thoughts.
Okay, my thoughts are that I really don't think that it's fair to people that have jobs like that, to where my whole thing is, how are you supposed to be protecting and serving while you on drugs? You know what I'm saying? So you have to pay the price like everyone else has to pay the price that has to go to jail for stuff like that. You can't be in the car getting all doped up when you got people out here that's on dope, selling dope. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so what's the exception for?
WBLK, who is this?
This is Mr. Smith calling from the West Side.
Hey, Mr. Smith, so what are your thoughts?
Well, what a dynamic topic. The police who are policing us, but actually they're supposed to be our servants, but unfortunately they patrol, especially minority neighborhoods, higher than others in my book. You have to be above reproach, above blame, above suspicion. It's analogous to being a priest or a preacher. People who sin go to them for confession and to get past their sins and for counseling. So if you're a policeman with a gun, with access to firearms, and you can change other people's lives, you can destroy a life by what you do, and you're using heroin, we're not talking about he was drunk, we're not talking about he had cannabis, but that is a true narcotic, and it's killing people, and it's very powerful. How can you trust a person who overdosed on heroin to do anything other than collect cans in the street? So I believe if the city has that policy, maybe for a teacher, maybe for someone who can affect another person's life in a way that will destroy it, because police use a tactic called getting people dirty. So what I'm trying to say, if you're motivated by heroin, no, you should not only be fired summarily and immediately, you should be brought up on criminal charges because you were supposed to have the public's trust. How can the public trust a police officer who on their off time is going to do more egregious things than I'm going to do as an individual that they're policing and have power over my life? So absolutely, I don't care what the policy is. It must be changed. It's supposed to be for the people, by the people. And Abraham Lincoln said also, no one is above the law. So that sends the wrong signal. Become a cop and break the law. Keep your job, keep your pension, keep integrity. But if you're a regular citizen, they throw a felony on a young brother, his life is ruined for the rest of his life. So absolutely not. Shame on Buffalo policy, and shame on that officer. And we have to change the law because that is a wrong law.
Well, I definitely appreciate you weighing in, and you make a lot of great points. So thank you.
I appreciate you, Yasmin. I was in the car. I had to pull over and get home to call for this.
Well, thank you.
All right, love you.
Sorry to make you stop your trip, bud.
No, I'm glad you made me stop it. You got it started. You didn't stop it. You gave me purpose today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye for now.
WBLK, who is this?
Hey, this is Jimmy from Niagara Falls. I was just calling about the policeman who, did that OD thing.
Sure.
He made that decision to put that in his arm, but thank God but he has the insurance to get him through all this. And there's people this junk is just everywhere, and it's I don't know, it's crazy.
Do you think that he should be able to keep his job?
No, he's there to serve and protect, not to take and inject. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to laugh, but the way you just put that right now.
No. Well, these people don't get a chance to go have help unless they beg for it. I'm seeing it 1-2 days a week. I know somebody's dying from this junk on the street. You know what I mean? It's there to serve and protect, not to buy or take and inject.
I definitely appreciate your opinion. Thank you. WBLK, who is this?
My name's Tony. I'm a former police officer, who left the job back in the 80s. And I know that in the 90s, a lot of officers were fired for using drugs. Believe me, if they let him do that, it's all about race. Because there were many officers of color, brown skin, black, whatever you want to say, Puerto Rican, whatever, that weren't afforded that type of opportunity. And, and this guy's only been on the force for 2 years, and these guys had 10, 15 years getting fired. So I don't know. I believe that race does play a part if this guy's given another chance to be a Buffalo police officer. It just can't be tolerated. But then you never know because they voted the mayor of Washington back in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you never know how people are feeling about the issue But I'm looking at it as it is. Things have always been allowed for certain people, and then others had to pay, a full price.
Well, I appreciate you calling. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good one.
You too. Bye. WBLK, who is this?
Lynn, I think he do deserve, I think it's fair. I think it's fair because everybody is human. You know what I'm saying? They're human, just like we are. Everybody goes through, things in their life, and he, deserves a second chance just like anybody else.
Well, I appreciate you calling. Thank you. WBLK, who is this?
This is Diane from Niagara Falls. I wanted to say something about the police officer that was smoking or whatever he was doing. There's a law. It's not just for the city. I used to work at Union Carbide. A lot of the guys did drugs. They got on that program, rehab and stuff, and they never lost their jobs. So I don't think it's just for city workers. It's for everybody. And then the ones that get fired about it, I believe they can sue their employees. So I just want to call in and just say that.
Well, let me ask you, when you consider, I get that people have problems and people may abuse drugs, but this is somebody that was sworn to uphold and enforce the law, and heroin is against the law. It's illegal. It's not, there's no question about it. So when you consider that, do you think that they should be held to maybe a higher standard than maybe just like a regular employee?
Well, they're human just like us. They're not God. They make mistakes too. You gotta believe them policemen out there doing a whole bunch of stuff they shouldn't be doing. So I just wanted to call in just to say that it's the law. They have to give them. They don't, if they confess that they do drugs and they need help, they go to rehab and they keep their job.
Well, I definitely appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. WBLK, who is this?
This is Misha.
Hey, Misha.
I want to speak on this cop thing. That's crazy.
Sure, go ahead.
No, I think he should be fired because, I do customer service. If I OD'd on heroin, they fired me, so why not? He's supposed to be taking it off the street, and he's buying it.
Right. Well, I appreciate you, Misha. Thank you. Bye. WBLK, who is this?
Hey, it's Fuego de Negro from Toronto. Sorry I'm late. I would have called earlier on this, but in regards to the cop using heroin, and I just heard one caller call it and say that she thinks it's okay. Now, I just want to put this out there. Next time a cop shoots down an unarmed black man, let her remember what she just said. Because if a cop wants to break the law one time and walk, why should it not apply to any other time he does it?
Good point. Very good point.
The people really need to pay attention to that. Just because you're going to give a police officer or your boyfriend or your mother or anybody one pass, then you might as well give them a pass to everything that they do wrong. You can't pick and choose wrong from right and expect those same people to police over you.
Right. Well, I always appreciate your comments. You're always very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
WBLK, who is this?
Hi, my name is Yolanda.
Hey,
and
Yolanda.
I'm calling because I really feel that this cop should be fired and arrested, because how can you look a drug dealer in the face and say, well, I'm going to place you under arrest when it's people like you that's keeping them in business?
Very good
so
point.
It's a contradiction. You can't protect and serve, and then on your off time, you.
Right.
It's just like some of these cops out here smoking weed. How can you arrest somebody that's selling weed if you out here smoking it?
Right. You're doing the same thing.
Exactly. So I don't feel that they should be above the law. Not at all. They're supposed to follow the rules just like everyone else.
Right. Exactly. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye. WBLK, who is this?
Yeah, this is Ishmael. I was calling about that situation with the police officer, man, and the heroin.
Yep. Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
My opinion on that is, I mean, the one girl, she said, you know what, everybody's human and this, that, and the third. But, I mean, if you carry around firearms and you got authority over people, then they should look at the definition of what type of drug that person's using. If that person's using heroin, heroin has the ability to make somebody do a lot of things. It makes people be able to punch through metal, be able to hit their head, and do all types of things. So this officer is running around, man, in the neighborhood, and, you know, he's running up on drug dealers who sell heroin. What's to make you think he ain't robbing those dudes? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of other times, I mean, with drug and substance abuse, you know, there's different type of job categories, you know, and when you're a receptionist or you're a secretary or you're a radio host, then maybe if you're using drugs and medication, then okay, let's see some help. But if you out there on the street, man, you patrolling these streets and you got a burner on you, and you out there supposed to protect people, you use the heroin, one of the worst, you got to go.
Right. Well,
man.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Bye. WBLK, who is this?
That is Hill. I was calling to weigh in on about the police officer.
Absolutely. What do you think?
I think he shouldn't be able to keep his job. You know, because you're is out here to protect this, uphold the law, but you're out here breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? If the person who got caught, if the person who sold him the heroin would have got caught, he would have did jail time. So not only are you not doing your job, you're breaking the law. So you should also get some kind of jail time, some kind of fine or something for doing that. You're the police. You took an oath to serve and protect, not to serve, protect, and get high on heroin.
Right. Right. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Okay, no problem.
Bye.